Puss in Boots story. Once upon a time, a poor miller lived with her 3 sons. Years has passed, and the miller of our story got old and died. He left nothing for his sons except a mill, a donkey, and a cat. The oldest boy took the mill. The middle one took the monkey. So the cat was the youngest boy's share. "Well," the youngest boy whispered, "I will eat this cat and make some gloves with its fur. And that is the end of it. I won't have anything else, and I will die out of hunger." The cat, who was listening, stated to talk. "Oh, dear master, don't be sad at all. Just give me a bag and a pair of boots. The will show you that I'm not such a bad inheritance." The boy, who saw many tricks from the cat over all that years, which it performed to catch mice, like pretending to be dead or hiding in the grain. So he thought, it doesn't seem impossible that this cat could help me. So he gave his bag to the cat and spent his last coins for buying a pair of boots for it. Looking gallant in the boots, he put bran and corn in his bag and put it around his neck. Then he slept near Rabbit Nest, pretending to be dead. He waited for innocent rabbits to come around and look for corn and bran. Not very long after, a stupid, naughty rabbit came and jumped into his bag. The Puss quickly closed the bag. Happy with his caught, he went to the palace and asked for talking to the emperor. "Oh, His Majesty, I brought you a warrior rabbit. My proud master, Marquis of Carabas, ordered me to present to you. Tell your master that I thanked him and he does me a great deal of pleasure." After that, Puss again hid in the cornfield, holding still his bag open, and when a brace of partridges ran into it, he closed the bag and caught them both. He went and made a present of these to the king, as he had done before of the rabbit. The king, in like manner, received the partridges with great pleasure, and ordered him some money for drink. In this way, the cat continued for 2 or 3 months to bring presents to the king, always saying that they were from his master, the Marquis of Carabas. One day in particular, he heard at the palace that the king was planning to drive in his carriage along the river bank, and he decided to take his daughter with him. The princess was the most beautiful girl in the kingdom. Puss in Boots said to his master, "Follow my lead and your future is made. You have to but go and wash yourself in the river, in the place that I shall show you, and leave the rest to me." The youngest son did the exact him, without knowing why or wherefore. While he was washing, the king passed by, and the cat began to cry out, "Help! Help! My lord Marquis of Carabas is drowning." At this noise, the king put his head out of the coach window, and finding it was the cat who had so often brought him such good things, ordered his guards to run quickly to the aim of his lordship, the Marquis of Carabas. While they were helping the poor Marquis out of the river, the cat came up to the coach and told the king that while his master was washing, there came by some thieves, who took his clothes. "Thieves, thieves!" he moaned. This tricky cat had hidden the clothes under a great stone. The king immediately commanded the guards of his wardrobe to run and prepare one of his best suits for the Lord Marquis of Carabas. The king was very happy to meet the Marquis of Carabas. The miller's boy looked really handsome in royal clothes. The king's daughter took a secret glimpse to him, and soon she fell in love with him because of his manners and good look. The king invited him to sit in the coach and ride along with them. Celebrating the progress of his project in his heart, the cat started to march before the coach. After a while, he saw countrymen who were mowing a meadow. "Oh, you kind-hearted people! I order you to tell the king that this meadow belongs to my master, Marquis of Carabas, or I will command those guards to kill you all." Moments later, the king asked the countrymen, "Who owns this meadow that you are mowing, people?" "To my lord Marquis of Carabas," answered they all together, since the cat scared them to death. "You see, your majesty," said the Marquis, "this meadow gives a plentiful harvest every year." They started moving again. The Puss, who was still walking in front of them, met with some reapers and said to them, "Good people, You who are reaping, you have to tell the king that all this corn belongs to the Marquis of Carabas. I'll order those soldiers to kill you." The king, who passed by a moment after, wished to know to whom all that corn, asked the reapers. "Who does own this corns?" "To my lord Marquis of Carabas," replied the reapers. Then the king said, "Let us now head to your castle." The miller's son, not knowing what to reply, looked at Puss. The cat said, "Oh, your majesty, I need 1 hour to go and get ready the castle for your presence. So I have to ask you wait that long if there is no problem." With that, she jumped away and went to the castle of a huge giant and asked to see him, saying, "I could not pass so near my home without having the honor of paying my respects to you." The giant received him as civilly as a monster could do, and made him sit down. "I have been assured," said the cat, "that you have the gift of being able to change yourself into all sorts of creatures as you wish. You can, for example, transform yourself into a lion or elephant and the like." "That is true. I'm going to prove this by transfer into a lion in this very moment." Puss was so terrified at the sight of a lion so near him that he immediately climbed up the curtains, not without difficulty. A little while after, when Puss saw that the ogre had resumed his natural form, he came down and admitted he had been very much scared. "Although I doubt that you be able to save yourself from the king's army. He is coming here by the mean of destroying you." The monster looked out of the window and saw the king waiting outside with his soldiers and said, "What shall I do? How can I save myself?" Puss answered, "I suggest you transfer into something small and hide." In an instant, the ogre turned himself into a mouse and began to run about the floor. Puss ran after him and ate him up in 1 second. Then he went to the door to welcome King into the castle. "Your Majesty is welcome to this castle of my Lord Marquis of Carabas." "What? My Lord Marquis?" cried the king. "Does this castle also belong to you? This is the most beautiful building in my kingdom. Let us visit inside." The Marquis gave his hand to the princess and followed the king, who went first. They passed into a spacious hall, where they found a magnificent rum punch, which the giant had prepared for his friends, who were that very day to visit him. The friends, however, dared not to enter, knowing that the king was there. His Majesty was completely charmed with the good qualities of my Lord Marquis of Carabas, as was his daughter, who had fallen violently in love with him, and seeing the vast estate he possessed, said to him, "I would love you to be my son-in-law, Lord Marquis of Carabas, if you don't mind." The Marquis accepted the king's idea and married his daughter the very same day. "So my kids!" The youngest boy became a prince, and the Puss became a wealthy lord who didn't have to chase mice again.